Welcome to Ask the Lawyer, International Edition, the radio show that brings you the latest trends in immigrating to the United States. Hosted by attorney Brian Figueroa of the law firm Figueroa and Associates. This program is designed to provide valuable insights for those who wish to live, work, study, or invest in the U.S. Whether you're an international student seeking educational opportunities, an entertainer looking to break into the U.S. market, or a business owner wanting to expand your operations and tap into the vast U.S. economy, this show is for you. If you're an investor exploring options in the U.S. or someone with family or friends already living here, you won't want to miss the important information shared on Ask the Lawyer, International Edition. Each week, we dive into critical topics that help you navigate the complexities of U.S. immigration and business law. Special guests include experts in business development, elected officials supportive of immigration, business owners, and nonprofit leaders who provide real-world advice and guidance for those wanting to build a future in the U.S. The law firm of Figueroa and Associates was founded not only to serve our clients, but to contribute to the greater good. We understand the importance of helping individuals and businesses achieve their American dreams, and we are committed to providing the legal expertise and support needed to make that happen. So whether you're an entrepreneur looking to open a branch of your business in the U.S., an investor ready to explore opportunities, or someone hoping to migrate and build a new life in America, you should tune in and learn from this informative program. Ask the Lawyer. International Edition is your resource for understanding U.S. immigration trends, business opportunities, and legal strategies. Call now. For personalized legal advice, contact the experienced.
Good day. My name is Brian Figueroa of the law firm Figueroa and Associates. This is Ask the Lawyer. You got questions, we got answers. The number to call, the number to keep, the number to share is 855-768-8845. Again, 855-768-8845. When we talk about law, legal issues, we are talking about people's lives, their dreams, their aspirations, all the problems that they have. What lawyers do, they try to make people's life better or whole again. President Trump, which I normally call KKK Russian Trump, unfortunately reminds me of one of the most evil people on the planet that ever lived, and that was Adolf Hitler. He killed the Jews, he killed black people, he killed white people, and he had a book called Mein Kampf, and he said in that book what he was going to do, and he did it. President Trump has a book, and it's called Project 2025. And everything that is said in Project 25 is what he's going to do. He started off with a lot of executive orders on immigration issues, enforcement issues, on economic issues, on diversity, equality, and inclusion issues. And the bottom line in everything is anything that is not white, he doesn't want in America. There's no other way to explain it. When people come to the office for consultations, you feel the pressure that they have. A lot of them are mostly in tears. And they are wondering, like most decent Americans are wondering, what is wrong with the President of the United States of America. What I can do as an attorney is what most attorneys that are members of the American Immigration Lawyers Association is doing. Trump passes his executive orders, meaning he doesn't need Congress to pass these orders. And when they violate the U.S. Constitution, we challenge it. and we take it to the federal courts. And that is what we have been doing since he took office. Through our foundation associated with the American Immigration Lawyers Association or the American Civil Liberties Union, which I worked with decades ago. So as an attorney, you are on the front line. You are on the battlefield. You are seeing the consequences of President Trump's immoral behavior. Whether that morality is something that you learn from the Bible, from Jesus Christ, our Savior, or whether the justification is basically what is good moral character. Obviously, the president lacks good moral character. He lacks faith or trust in God. And he has decided through his presidency, he doesn't care how he impacts people, how he destroys families, especially since he believes that all of these families are non-whites. But he is impacting white people in many different ways. Whether him trying to get rid of federal workers, whether it be immigration law, because there are many immigrants in the United States of America that are undocumented and are white from Western Europe, Eastern Europe, and other countries with white populations. You cannot enforce the law just on non-whites. So he is impacting those people. And there are millions of those people in the U.S., white people that are also undocumented. And it does impact those people also. So what can we do? We are doing. Now, for the people who come to the office for consultations, I've met many people for the last 28 years. People who come to the office, they come for a legal consultation. They may or may not decide to use our services. They may go to other attorneys. But the worst thing that happens is when they go to that notary, that person in the neighborhood, especially Latinos, where those people do not have legal qualifications. They destroy people's dreams. In certain instances, they rob them of their money. And in many instances, they commit crimes. Whether it be practicing immigration law without an immigration license, which you could only do forms in the state of New York, or otherwise. These are times that people have to take that initial step, the consultation seriously, but also the follow-up is very necessary. I've met clients who come to the office and say, Mr. Vigor, I spoke with you a year ago, 10 years ago, 15 years ago, and this is what I do. I didn't listen to you, and blah, blah, blah. But those consequences of not having a competent attorney is even worse. Whether it be wills, trust, estate planning issues that you could obviously waste your estate, whether it be matrimonial issues, especially for single parents who need to get that custody order, who need to get that child support legal so that they could get other benefits for their child. And we have a lot of single parents in our community. In fact, for non-whites, it's a whole disproportionate relationship to white communities. We have a lot of women in our communities, unfortunately, they are the mother and they're their father. And the economic support that they need for that child, they do not receive. So whether it be, as I said, immigration law, wills, trust, estate planning, matrimonial law, bankruptcy law, I've seen a lot of people try to consolidate the debt rather than file a Chapter 7 bankruptcy. And as I said before on this program, white attorneys telling non-whites to file a Chapter 13 bankruptcy rather than a Chapter 7. Not only is that obviously legal malpractice, it is also criminal. My name is Brian Figueroa of the law firm Figueroa and Associates. This is Ask the Lawyer. You got questions, we got answers. The number to call, the number to keep, the number to share is 855-768-8845. Again, 855-768-8845. If you need a truthful analysis of your case, of your legal situation, this is what you get from the Lawful. 28 years of experience, and Mr. Figueroa, myself, a very learned attorney. Our website is where you could go to schedule a consultation. That consultation could either be over the phone or in person. To schedule a consultation with the office, go to the law firm of Figueroa and Associates website at www.askthelawyer.us. Again, www.askthelawyer.us.
Are you planning a trip to the United States but unsure how to navigate the visa process? The law firm of Figueroa and Associates, located in Brooklyn, New York, is here to help. Our experienced immigration attorneys will guide you step by step through the visitor's visa application process, ensuring that you have the best chance of success. Don't let paperwork and interviews stand in the way of your dream vacation. Schedule a consultation today by visiting www.askthelawyer.us or call 855-768-8845. We have helped countless clients like you successfully secure their U.S. visas. Let us take the stress out of the process so you can focus on planning your perfect trip.
Are you a religious worker looking to come to the U.S. to fulfill your mission? The law firm of Figueroa and Associates, located in Brooklyn, New York, is here to help you navigate the complex R1 visa process. Whether you're a minister, missionary, or religious professional, our experienced immigration attorneys can assist with every step, from securing a U.S.-based sponsor to filing petitions with USCIS and preparing for your consular interview. Don't let the paperwork stand in the way of your spiritual calling. Schedule a consultation today at www.askthelawyer.us or call 855-768-8845 to discuss your case with our legal team. Figueroa and Associates, your trusted partner in U.S. immigration law for religious workers. Call Figueroa and Associates today.
Are you an artist, band, or musician looking to perform in the United States but need help navigating the complex visa process? The law firm of Figueroa and Associates, located in Brooklyn, New York, is here to assist. Our experienced immigration attorneys specialize in entertainer visas, including P1, P2, and P3 visas. We'll guide you through every step, from securing a U.S. sponsor to filing the necessary petitions and preparing for your consular interview. With our legal expertise, we'll ensure that your visa application process is smooth and stress-free so you can focus on what you do best, performing. Schedule a consultation today at visiting www.askthelawyer.us or call 855-768-8845. Figueroa and Associates, your trusted partner in U.S. immigration law for entertainers.
If your spouse has overstayed their visa and you want to help them obtain a green card, we can help. The process of adjusting status can be complex, especially if there was an overstay, but the law firm of Figueroa and Associates, located in Brooklyn, New York, has the experience and expertise to guide you through it. Our team of immigration lawyers will assist you every step of the way, from filing petitions to representing you at interviews. Schedule a consultation today at visiting www.askthelawyer.us or call 855-768-8845. Get the right legal help when it matters most. Hello, my name is Mary Campbell, legal assistant at the law firm of Figueroa and Associates, and your presenter with a special immigration report. Consequences for green card holders staying outside the U.S. for more than a year. Lawful permanent residents, LPRs, commonly known as green card holders, are granted the privilege to reside and work in the United States indefinitely. However, maintaining this status requires adherence to certain residency obligations. One critical aspect is the duration of time an LPR spends outside the U.S. Extended absences can lead to significant consequences, including the potential loss of permanent resident status. Abandonment of permanent resident status. An absence from the United States for more than 1 year can result in a presumption of abandonment of LPR status. U.S. Citizenship and Immigration Services, USCIS, states that while brief travel abroad usually does not affect permanent resident status, extended absences may lead to a determination that the individual did not intend to make the U.S. their permanent home. This is particularly pertinent for absences exceeding 1 year. Reentry challenges after extended absence. Green card holders who remain outside the U.S. for over a year without obtaining a reentry permit may face challenges upon attempting to reenter. The green card alone may not be sufficient for reentry, and individuals might be required to obtain a returning resident visa, SB1, from a U.S. embassy or consulate. To qualify for an SB1 visa, applicants must demonstrate that they departed the U.S. with the intention of returning and that their prolonged absence was due to circumstances beyond their control. Impact on naturalization eligibility. Extended absences can disrupt the continuous residence requirement for naturalization. USCIS guidelines indicate that an absence of more than 6 months, but less than 1 year, may break the continuity of residence, unless the individual can provide evidence to the contrary. An absence of 1 year or more during the statutory period automatically breaks the continuity of residence, delaying eligibility for naturalization. Tax implications. For tax purposes, green card holders are considered U.S. tax residents and are required to file U.S. tax returns on their worldwide income, regardless of their physical location. Prolonged absences do not exempt LPRs from this obligation. Failure to file U.S. tax returns can have legal and financial consequences. Strategies to maintain permanent resident status during extended absences. To mitigate the risk of abandoning permanent resident status during extended absences, LPRs can take the following steps. 1. Obtain a reentry permit. Before departing the U.S. for an extended period, apply for a reentry permit using Form I-131. This permit allows LPRs to remain outside the U.S. for up to 2 years without risking abandonment of their status. 2. Maintain U.S. ties. Keep significant ties to the U.S., such as maintaining a U.S. address, bank accounts, a valid driver's license, and filing U.S. tax returns as a resident. These actions demonstrate an intent to return and maintain U.S. residency. 3. Seek legal advice. Consult with an immigration attorney to understand the implications of extended travel and to ensure compliance with all legal requirements. Green cards without an expiration date. Some green cards issued between January 1977 and August 1989 do not have an expiration date. While these cards remain valid, USCIS has proposed requiring holders of such cards to replace them to enhance security and update cardholder information. Replacing an old green card can prevent potential issues during travel or employment verification. Conclusion: green card holders must be mindful of the duration of their absences from the United States to maintain their LPR status. Extended stays abroad, especially those exceeding 1 year, can lead to a presumption of abandonment and complicate reentry into the U.S. Additionally, maintaining up-to-date documentation, such as replacing old green cards without expiration dates, is advisable to avoid potential complications. Consulting with an immigration attorney can provide personalized guidance tailored to individual circumstances.
If you're a green card holder with past criminal convictions or pending charges, travel can pose serious risks to your immigration status. Whether you're flying within the U.S. or traveling abroad, a criminal record can trigger unwanted scrutiny from immigration authorities. Here at Figueroa & Associates, we specialize in helping lawful permanent residents navigate these complex legal challenges. Our experienced attorneys will review your criminal history, help you understand your rights, and provide solutions such as waivers or legal defenses to safeguard your green card status. If you're planning to travel or have concerns about your legal standing, don't wait until it's too late. Seek expert advice today by contacting Figueroa and Associates, conveniently located at 26 Court Street, Suite 701, downtown Brooklyn. Call us now at 855-768-8845 for a confidential consultation. Remember, your green card is your gateway to a better future. Don't risk it without knowing your legal options. Figueroa and Associates, helping you stay informed and protected. Call 855-768-8845 today.
Are you looking to study in the United States but confused about how to apply for a student visa? The law firm of Figueroa and Associates, located in Brooklyn, New York, is here to help. Our experienced immigration attorneys specialize in guiding students through the visa application process, ensuring that you have the best chance of success. Don't let paperwork and interviews stand between you and your academic dreams in the U.S. Schedule a consultation today by visiting www.askthelawyer.us or call 855-768-8845. We have helped countless students secure their student visas and begin their educational journey in the United States. Let us help you make your study abroad dream a reality. Figueroa and Associates, your trusted partner in student visa success. Are you an artist, band, or musician looking to perform in the United States but need help navigating the complex visa process? The law firm of Figueroa and Associates, located in Brooklyn, New York, is here to assist. Our experienced immigration attorneys specialize in entertainer visas, including P1, P2, and P3 visas. We'll guide you through every step, from securing a U.S. sponsor to filing the necessary petitions and preparing for your consular interview. With our legal expertise, we'll ensure that your visa application process is smooth and stress-free so you can focus on what you do best, performing. Schedule a consultation today at visiting www.askthelawyer.us or call 855-768-8845. Figueroa and Associates, your trusted partner in U.S. immigration law for entertainers.
Hello, my name is Mary Campbell, legal assistant at the law firm of Figueroa and Associates, and your presenter with a special immigration report. Deportation of unregistered immigrants. Policies target those failing to register, risking mass arrests and legal action. One of the most significant measures in Trump's immigration executive orders is the mandatory registration of all noncitizens with the U.S. government. The order mandates that every noncitizen, including those with lawful status, provide their fingerprints and register under an obscure and rarely used provision of U.S. immigration law. Those who fail to comply with this requirement will face criminal penalties, which could lead to arrests and deportation. This measure is expected to disproportionately affect undocumented immigrants who have no formal way of complying with the registration requirement. Without a clear and accessible registration process, millions of people living in the U.S. without authorization could face immediate legal consequences, including detention and deportation. The executive orders instruct immigration enforcement agencies to prioritize arrests of individuals who are found to be unregistered, effectively criminalizing their presence in the country. The potential implications of this policy include widespread fear and uncertainty among immigrant communities. Immigrants may avoid seeking medical care, education, or law enforcement assistance out of fear of being identified and deported. Furthermore, local governments and advocacy groups may face challenges in advising immigrants on how to comply with the new requirements, leading to confusion and potential legal challenges. Critics argue that this policy could overwhelm the immigration system with a surge in enforcement actions and strain resources required to manage large-scale deportations. In addition, lawsuits are expected to challenge the constitutionality of imposing criminal penalties on individuals who may not have had a fair opportunity to comply with registration requirements. Ultimately, This measure represents a significant shift in U.S. immigration policy, focusing not just on unauthorized border crossings, but also on immigrants already living and working in the country. Conclusion: Trump's executive orders dramatically expand immigration enforcement within the U.S. and at the border. Key changes include the expansion of expedited removals, mandatory registration for noncitizens, revocation of work permits, and aggressive targeting of sanctuary jurisdictions. At the border, asylum is heavily restricted, the military is mobilized, and policies such as Remain in Mexico are reinstated. Additionally, future arrivals face severe vetting processes, and birthright citizenship is challenged. These actions signal a shift towards mass deportations and stricter immigration controls, but many aspects are likely to face legal challenges and further policy clarifications.
Do you have a legal issue, question, or concern? Turn to Ask the Lawyer. You have questions? We've got answers. For a consultation or to refer a client, visit www.askthelawyer.us. Again, www.askthelawyer.us. You can also register for our paralegal program, get legal news, business consults, or other information on educational issues. Yes, ask the lawyer. You have questions? We've got answers. For a consultation or to refer a client, visit www.askthelawyer.us. Again, www.askthelawyer.us.
Estate planning is a necessity, not a luxury. Let the law firm of Figaro and Associates help you protect your legacy, assets, and loved ones. Get estate planning consultation on wills, living trust and probate, power of attorney, health proxy, deed transfers, providing for special needs, disabled children and grandchildren, minimizing federal and state taxes. Call us right now at 855-768-8845. That's 855-768-8845. Or schedule an appointment at www.askthelawyer.us. That's www.askthelawyer.us. Are you planning a trip to the United States but unsure how to navigate the visa process? The law firm of Figaro and Associates, located in Brooklyn, New York, is here to help. Our experienced immigration attorneys will guide you step by step through the visitor's visa application process, ensuring that you have the best chance of success. Don't let paperwork and interviews stand in the way of your dream vacation. Schedule a consultation today by visiting www.askthelawyer.us or call 855-768-8845. We have helped countless clients like you successfully secure their U.S. visas. Let us take the stress out of the process so you can focus on planning your perfect trip.
Do you have an immigration problem? The law firm of Figaro and Associates can help. We specialize in deportation defenses, family-sponsored permanent residence, petitions for writ of habeas corpus, appeals to the Board of Immigration Appeals, U.S. citizenship applications, H-1B professional workers, and more. Remember, the lawyer you hire does make a difference. Get the facts, make the right decision, and beware of immigration fraud. For more information and a consultation, call 855-768-8845. That's 855-768-8845. Or visit us at askthelawyer.us. That's askthelawyer.us.
Are you planning a trip to the United States but unsure how to navigate the visa process? The law firm of Figaro and Associates, located in Brooklyn, New York, is here to help. Our experienced immigration attorneys will guide you step by step through the visitor's visa application process, ensuring that you have the best chance of success. Don't let paperwork and interviews stand in the way of your dream vacation. Schedule a consultation today by visiting www.askthelawyer.us or call 855-768-8845. 8845. We have helped countless clients like you successfully secure their U.S. visas. Let us take the stress out of the process so you can focus on planning your perfect trip.
Hello, my name is Mary Campbell, legal assistant at the law firm of Figueroa and Associates, and your presenter with a special immigration report. Deportation of unregistered immigrants. Policies target those failing to register, risking mass arrests and legal action. One of the most significant measures in Trump's immigration executive orders is the mandatory registration of all noncitizens with the U.S. government. The order mandates that every noncitizen, including those with lawful status, provide their fingerprints and register under an obscure and rarely used provision of U.S. immigration law. Those who fail to comply with this requirement will face criminal penalties, which could lead to arrests and deportation. This measure is expected to disproportionately affect undocumented immigrants who have no formal way of complying with the registration requirement. Without a clear and accessible registration process, millions of people living in the U.S. without authorization could face immediate legal consequences, including detention and deportation. The executive orders instruct immigration enforcement agencies to prioritize arrests of individuals who are found to be unregistered, effectively criminalizing their presence in the country. The potential implications of this policy include widespread fear and uncertainty among immigrant communities. Immigrants may avoid seeking medical care, education, or law enforcement assistance out of fear of being identified and deported. Furthermore, local governments and advocacy groups may face challenges in advising immigrants on how to comply with the new requirements, leading to confusion and potential legal challenges. Critics argue that this policy could overwhelm the immigration system with a surge in enforcement actions and strain resources required to manage large-scale deportations. In addition, lawsuits are expected to challenge the constitutionality of imposing criminal penalties on individuals who may not have had a fair opportunity to comply with registration requirements. Ultimately, this measure represents a significant shift in U.S. immigration policy, focusing not just on unauthorized border crossings, but also on immigrants already living and working in the country. Conclusion: Trump's executive orders dramatically expand immigration enforcement within the U.S. and at the border. Key changes include the expansion of expedited removals, mandatory registration for noncitizens, revocation of work permits, and aggressive targeting of sanctuary jurisdictions. At the border, asylum is heavily restricted, the military is mobilized, and policies such as Remain in Mexico are reinstated. Additionally, future arrivals face severe vetting processes, and birthright citizenship is challenged. These actions signal a shift towards mass deportations and stricter immigration controls, but many aspects are likely to face legal challenges and further policy clarifications. Precautions green card holders should take before traveling. 1. Consult an immigration attorney. Before making any travel plans, green card holders should consult an experienced immigration attorney to assess their criminal history and evaluate their risks. Law firms, such as Figueroa and Associates, can provide legal guidance on whether travel is advisable and recommend legal remedies to address pending charges or past convictions. 2. Obtain certified court dispositions. Green card holders should collect certified copies of court dispositions for all past criminal cases. These records can help verify the resolution of past cases to CBP officers upon reentry. Provide documentation for waiver applications if required. Be used by attorneys to challenge potential deportation proceedings. 3. Apply for a waiver if necessary. If a green card holder is inadmissible due to past convictions, they may need to apply for a waiver before traveling abroad. Potential options include Form I-601, Application for Waiver of Grounds of Inadmissibility. This waiver can overcome criminal inadmissibility issues. Permission to reapply, Form I-212, required for those who have been previously removed or deported. 4. Avoid travel until criminal matters are resolved. If a green card holder has an ongoing criminal case, it is generally advised to avoid traveling outside the U.S. until the case is fully resolved. leaving the country with pending charges may be interpreted as abandonment of their legal case and can lead to default judgments that could negatively impact their immigration status. The inability to re-enter the U.S. due to unresolved legal matters. 5. Prepare for secondary inspection at airports. If traveling is unavoidable, green card holders should be prepared for questioning and secondary inspection by immigration officers. To mitigate issues, carry all relevant legal documents, including proof of lawful status, employment records, and court dispositions. Be truthful and consistent in responding to questions from CBP officers. Seek legal counsel before leaving to know how to handle different scenarios. 6. Be aware of automatic green card revocation risks. Certain criminal convictions can lead to automatic loss of green card status, including drug offenses, crimes involving moral turpitude, aggravated felonies such as fraud exceeding $10,000 or violent crimes. It is crucial to understand whether a past conviction may trigger automatic revocation of permanent resident status. 7. Renew the green card before traveling. If the green card is expiring soon, renewal should be completed before traveling to avoid additional scrutiny during re-entry. However, if there are criminal convictions, the renewal process could trigger a review of immigration status and possible denial. Steps to take upon re-entry to the U.S. If green card holders with criminal records travel abroad and attempt to re-enter, they should follow these steps. 1. Cooperate with immigration authorities. Avoid providing false information and remain calm during questioning. 2. Request legal representation. If placed in secondary inspection, individuals have the right to request an immigration attorney. 3. Understand their rights. Green card holders have the right to due process and should not sign any documents that waive their right to a hearing without consulting an attorney. Conclusion. Traveling with pending criminal cases or past convictions presents significant risks for green card holders. Whether traveling within the U.S. or abroad, taking precautions such as consulting an attorney, obtaining necessary documentation, and applying for waivers where applicable can help mitigate risks. Seeking legal advice from experienced immigration attorneys, such as Figueroa and Associates, can provide the necessary guidance to protect one's immigration status and avoid potential removal from the United States. If your spouse has overstayed their visa and you want to help them obtain a green card, we can help. The process of adjusting status can be complex, especially if there was an overstay, but the law firm of Figueroa and Associates, located in Brooklyn, New York, has the experience and expertise to guide you through it. Our team of immigration lawyers will assist you every step of the way, from filing petitions to representing you at interviews. Schedule a consultation today at visiting www.askthelawyer.us or call 855-768-8845. Get the right legal help when it matters most.
Do you have a legal issue, question, or concern? Turn to Ask the Lawyer. You have questions? We've got answers. For a consultation or to refer a client, visit www.askthelawyer.us. Again, www.askthelawyer.us. You can also register for our paralegal program, get legal news, business consults, or other information on educational issues. Yes, Ask the Lawyer. You have questions? We've got answers. For a consultation or to refer a client, visit www.askthelawyer.us. Again, www.askthelawyer.us.
Have you or a loved one received a notice to appear, or NTA, to face immigration court? Don't face this alone. Deportation is not the end of the story. There are defenses available to protect your rights and your future. Join Figueroa and Associates for a free seminar to learn how to challenge NTAs and defend against deportation. Led by experienced immigration attorneys, this seminar will cover essential topics like procedural challenges, cancellation of removal, derivative defenses, and recent case law developments. Figueroa and Associates is here to fight for you. With over 25 years of experience in immigration law, our team is dedicated to helping immigrants protect their rights and stay with their families. Register for the seminar today at www.askthelawyer.us. That's www.askthelawyer.us. Don't wait. Seats are limited. Call us at 855-768-8845 or 718-222-3155 for more information. Again, that's 855-768-8845 or 718-222-3155. The law firm of Figueroa and Associates, located at 26 Court Street, Suite 701, Brooklyn, New York. Your future is worth fighting for.
President Joe Biden, on Sunday, January the 19th, posthumously pardoned black nationalist, the Honorable Marcus Garvey, who was convicted of mail fraud in the 1920s. Joining us today is Dr. Julius Garvey, son of the Honorable Marcus Garvey. Welcome, sir. Such a pleasure and honor to have you here with us.
Thanks for having me on your program.
You're very welcome. So, Dr. Garvey, what was your immediate reaction when you learned that President Joe Biden had pardoned your father? How did it feel to see his recognition after so many years?
It was a very pleasant feeling, not really a surprise in that sense, in that we've been working for it for a very long time. But it's indeed a pleasure because, the posthumous pardon is very special. It's only been used 4 times previously in the United States. And it's an indication that, the president, which is the highest office in the land, is trying to correct an injustice that has been committed and to clear the name of the person posthumously. So we were very pleased that Joe Biden decided to do this just about the last day of his presidency, but we're happy with that.
Yes, it's been a long, long time coming, and I know you all worked very hard for this.
True.
So your father's work as a black nationalist had a profound influence on figures like Malcolm X and other civil rights leaders. How do you think this pardon will impact the legacy of the Honorable Marcus Garvey and his vision for black empowerment?
Yeah, well, his vision, shall we say, and his work was more than just in the United States. It was worldwide, in that, as you know, obviously he was from Jamaica. His concern was about colonialism as well as about the apartheid system here in the United States, where there was segregation, etc. So I would call him an anti-colonial champion, as well as you could describe him as a black nationalist, or if you prefer, a civil rights activist here in the United States. I think what this does is it helps to clear his name, because as we mentioned, he was convicted of mail fraud, and the trial itself was a bogus trial. There was no evidence. It was an empty envelope. Perjury was committed by the main witness, and he was coached by the prosecuting attorney. So all this is being recognized. As you know, Calvin Coolidge back in 1927, after my dad spent more than 2 years in jail, commuted the sentence on the advice of his own attorney general, saying that something was wrong with the trial. So it's an accumulative evidence that, there was the FBI under J. Edgar Hoover was, trying to, shall we say, discredit the advancement of black people, if you will, African Americans specifically. And this was one of the first instances of J. Edgar Hoover using the FBI to infiltrate an organization such as the Universal Negro Improvement Association. This continued later on with Malcolm X, with Martin Luther King, and others. So this begins to change the narrative, shall we say, so that when you speak of Marcus Garvey now, you can say that, there's recognition from the highest shall we say, person or executive in the land that an injustice was committed. So it uncovers, shall we say, the work of Marcus Garvey without any stain on it. So we're very pleased with that. As the teachings of Marcus Garvey have not been put forward in many of our schools, etc. Hopefully this will be a stimulus, for that, particularly in Jamaica, throughout the Caribbean, but here as well in the United States. So, we look forward to these types of changes in the near future.
So, Dr. Garvey, we spoke earlier about, the campaign to secure this pardon going on for many years. And obviously, there were several leaders and organizations advocating for it. Can you share the emotions you experienced throughout this long journey to get justice for your father?
Yes, well, as I said, we're very pleased about it, and it's important to understand that basically, personally, we were involved from, say, 1987, which was the centennial of my father's birth. But we appeared before the House Judiciary Committee, which was an aspect of the Congress of the United States, and gave evidence. But, people, such as John Henry Clark, Tony Martin, and others gave evidence. Judith Stein gave evidence, to Marcus Garvey's contribution to the civil rights movement here in the United States. That was going through the Congress, and it's important to understand the difference. And that was part of House resolutions to exonerate Marcus Garvey. So the exoneration process started from 1987 and continues because Yvette Clarke still has a House resolution in the Congress to exonerate Marcus Garvey. And Yvette Clarke is a Democrat representative from Brooklyn. Her parents are Jamaican, etc. But so that aspect of clearing his name is still continuing. So there's a posthumous pardon, which has been accomplished. We were on that trail since 2016 when we made the same petition to President Obama. This was the end of his second term, but he did not allow the posthumous pardon for whatever reason. We can't go into his reasons. He's the only one that knows his reasons. But this was now reapplied to President Biden, and he granted it. So the posthumous pardon is separate from the exoneration process.
Yes, I did speak with Congresswoman Clark, and she mentioned that the work is continuing to get the exoneration.
Absolutely.
Yes. So now that this historic pardon has been granted, what do you see as the next step for continuing the work your father started? And how can we build on his message of self-determination and Pan-Africanism in today's world?
Right. Well, as we were just mentioning, the approach through the Congress will continue for its exoneration. But I think it's important for us to continue the principles of Marcus Garvey, which you spoke about, of self-determination. That's certainly one of the principles. Self-knowledge is the most important principle for us to know, number one, who our ancestors were in terms of the first people in the world, the first civilizations in the world, and the greatest civilizations in the world, meaning that Kemet, which is Egypt, which of course is African, lasted for more than 3,000 years, which is no other civilization has done this, and gave the world, all the principles relative to ethics and righteous living, and an understanding of the relationship between the human being and our divine creator, as well as nature itself. So the world, owes us these principles in terms of the first expression of them. Before the Greeks, before the Romans, and before any other group of people. So it's important for us to recognize this. It's important for us to teach this to our young people in schools, and it's important, for us to develop a paradigm that is different, from the extractive, capitalistic paradigm, and I would say pseudo democracy that we see, because we don't really have democracy in most of the of European countries that still dominate us as an African people, whether we're in the Caribbean or on the continent. It's very much an imperialist type of approach, extractive of resources. And we see that, in terms of globalization, the rich are getting richer and the middle class is getting poorer. And of course, there are more and more poor people. There's a fantastic inequity in terms of wealth distribution universally. And this has to change. But it can only change when people, come together and unify around a common agenda that will not be exploited anymore, but we'll use our own resources for our own benefit. So this is one of the principles of Marcus Garvey in terms of, self-development and self-determination. And of course, I can quote him as Bob Marley, we must liberate our minds from mental slavery. Because we think, because of what has happened over the last 500 years, that the European approach is the only approach. But we have to go back to our history and see that we've had other approaches that have been successful on the continent of Africa as well as elsewhere. And this is where we have to go in the future, because, shall we say, both the political process and the economic and financial process has to be egalitarian. We have to recognize that, we're all brothers and sisters, so to speak, and needless to say, whatever the riches are, they need to be shared, so that we don't have this great inequity, and that has to be changed in the very near future, and hopefully that's happening now as we move towards a multipolar world, as opposed to a world that is really hegemonically dominated by the United States and Europe.
Thank you so very much, Dr. Julius Garvey, son of the great, the Honorable Marcus Mosiah Garvey. Such a pleasure speaking with you.
Thank you for having me.
You're very welcome.
Are you a lawyer with a degree from the Caribbean who dreams of practicing law in New York? The path to becoming licensed in the U.S. can be challenging, but Figueroa and Associates is here to help. Located in Brooklyn, New York, our team specializes in guiding foreign-trained lawyers through the bar admission process. From prudential evaluation and additional legal education to bar exam preparation and fulfilling pro bono requirements, we're with you every step of the way. Let us help you turn your ambition into reality. Visit us at www.askthelawyer.us or call 855-768-8845 to schedule a consultation. Don't let the complexities of the U.S. legal system hold you back. Contact Figueroa and Associates today.
Are you an artist, band, or musician looking to perform in the United States but need help navigating the complex visa process? The law firm of Figueroa and Associates, located in Brooklyn, New York, is here to assist. Our experienced immigration attorneys specialize in entertainer visas, including P1, P2, and P3 visas. We'll guide you through every step, from securing a U.S. sponsor to filing the necessary petitions and preparing for your consular interview. With our legal expertise, we'll ensure that your visa application process is smooth and stress-free so you can focus on what you do best, performing. Schedule a consultation today at visiting www.askthelawyer.us or call 855-768-8845. Figueroa and Associates, your trusted partner in U.S. immigration law for entertainers.
This show is a production of IQ Inc. Marketing. If you would like to advertise your product or service on this show to the U.S. and Caribbean markets and through our multicultural publications in New York, please call 866-435-3286 or send an email to info@myiqinc.com.
Thank you for listening to Ask the Lawyer International Edition with attorney Brian Figueroa of the law firm Figueroa and Associates in New York. We hope you enjoyed the show, which featured immigration visitors visa, starting and doing business in New York, entertainment and business visas, religious visas, and much more. Whether you are outside the U.S. or have family in New York, the number to call, share, and keep is 855-768-8845. That's 855-768-8845. Please schedule a consultation with us at www.askthelawyer.us. That's www.askthelawyer.us. This is Ask the Lawyer, International Edition. You have questions? We've got the answers.